Alright class, this is going to be our next project. We're going to focus on an artist named Alexander Calder, who's known as the artist that did drawings in space. And this piece right here that we're looking at is called Three Discs in the Air. So what you're going to do for your project, you guys are going to pretend to go back in time into the 1930s, and you're going to become an apprentice of Alexander Calder. You will work with him and to develop an innovative method of sculpture called futurist and constructivist. And then you will also, I want you to watch a video of him at work and figure out how he did his type of work so you can be able to go back in time with him. And then you're going to create a project using what you learn about Alexander Calder for part of your lesson. This here is two pictures of Alexander Calder. The first one is a young picture of Alexander Calder when he was 31 years old back in 1929 in Paris. As you can see, he's got himself wrapped up in his work. And then his next one is when in 1971, and he is roaring with his circus lion. That is him at work creating his circus lion, which is something you guys will find out a little bit more about as we move forward into this lesson. So here's some of the tasks that you guys will be doing. As I said, you'll work to develop some different skills that you're going to use as far as visual arts vocabulary, and also some of the vocabulary from the 1930s and what was used to discuss the type of work that Alexander Calder was doing. I have a link for you to go to and check out some of a little bit more about him at work and see some of his work and kind of learn a little bit more about that. And then you're also going to watch a video of him at work, and he's going to discuss a little bit of his creative expression and see some of his skills and process of his material, getting more of a feel for being back in time with him. This here is one of his famous mobiles called Blue and Yellow Among Reds, and this is an example of some of the work that he did and became very famous and well known for being the father of mobiles. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen mobiles before because as babies you may have had them in your cribs that you guys played around with. So here's some of the tasks I want you guys to work on when you're creating your project. Based on Alexander Calder's style, using his recycled materials, choose from the following things. I'd like you to choose from some wires, plastic bottles, toilet paper rolls, cardboard, scrap paper, find string, and kind of watch how he put this together in his circus. There's a video you guys can watch and see him performing his circus, which is something that he created all of the animals and creatures and everything that's part of it. He created everything in that. So I want you guys to take a look at that and figure if you can create a project based on that. Here is a picture of his circus, and everything that you see there he did create as part of his sculpture piece to do this circus. And then he went ahead and he made a little 5-minute film that you're going to be able to see with that link that I showed you earlier. You can watch that film that he made and see all of his creations put together in one little show. So some of the things you're going to look for when you're actually doing your research is you're going to probably come across a man named Marcel Duchamp. He was in the 1931 is about the time that he was doing a lot of his critiques of the artwork that was being made, and he was known as a art critic who actually probably gave the terms of the words that Alexander Calder's work would be known as, and known as drawing in space. And one of the pictures right here is known as the Red Mobile. And so, like I said earlier, he is known as the father of mobile. So you're going to find out a little bit more about how his artwork influenced the times. So just to give you another little step-by-step of what we're going to be doing, you're going to make sure that you discuss Alexander Calder's performing his circus. You're going to discuss that a little bit and try to work on something that relates to your project. What would you do today if you tried to make a circus like he did? I want you to find information on what he did to make the circus and how long it took him to make it. Do a little research on that. And then use materials provided in class to create that circus. So as part of your project, not only will you create your mobile or some other type of work that you want to make that's similar to his style, you're also going to create your own small circus and build that for your project. Finally, here is how I will be grading what you do. This is our rubric for this project. So please make sure that you take a good look at what I'm looking for as far as craftsmanship, creativity, production and effort, and the work habits and attitude that you show when you work on it during the time I give you in class. And each of these have different levels as far as what I expect to see. And hopefully if you follow those things at the highest level, you will have a very high grade and enjoy the project that we're working on. So finally, once we've finished everything, students, you're going to need to demonstrate all the artwork that you create and demonstrate that what you learned when you're creating this and what you learned about Alexander Calder as an apprentice. And then I want you should be ready to show all the art that you create in gallery. We're going to set up a gallery at the end that all the students and maybe even your family can come in and see the work that you did. And then we'll also have some time to see everyone's 5-minute video that they put together showing their circus that they created from the work that they did.